Hello, my flippant femurs. Welcome back. My name is Jack the Snack that smiles back. It is more AITA story time. Let's read these stories and laugh at these people's stupid life decisions. Are we ready, Emily?
Yes, we are.
Let's go. Am I the a-hole for accepting money from a friend's estate against the wishes of their family? I, 35-year-old male, recently had a friend pass away unexpectedly from COVID. My friend, who's a 61-year-old male, was nearly twice my age. However, we met at a social event for gay men and struck up a friendship based on our shared love of 80s TV shows, particularly the Golden Girls. My friend, let's call him Jack. Hey, hi friend. Was estranged from his family because he divorced his wife and came out as gay when his kids were teenagers. This was back in the 90s, and things weren't as accepting as they are now for gay people. So, he faced brutal social isolation and rejection from his children after he came out. He told me he truly thought he was straight when he married his wife, but through the course of their marriage, he realized he was gay. After Jack was rejected by his friends and family, he moved to another state, my state, and found a gay-friendly city and started a small business. His business was quite successful, and he paid for his children's college education, even though they still didn't speak to him. And he remained estranged from them until his death. Yeah, after he passed away, his lawyer contacted me to let me know that because he never reconciled with his children and their nasty conduct towards him well into their adult years, he decided to only give them a token amount in his will. The vast majority of his money was given to his friends, who he said he considered his true family. Since we were very close friends, he left me a considerable sum of money in his will. I think the amount I was left drew the ire of his children and ex-wife, and they are saying that he robbed them of a normal family and life, and they deserve the money for the suffering he put them through. Would I be the a-hole if I told them to shove it, as I would like to, and keep the money regardless?
No.
There's not so much a story where it's hard to make a decision as it is just a very entertaining drama.
Even being estranged from his children, he still paid for their college education.
Yeah!
It wasn't like he left them and was like, go and fend for yourselves, catch you later. He left them with some money and he paid for their education. And they're like, but we suffered when you chose to suck dicks.
Man, it's so fascinating how entitled those kids were to just...
And their wife as well.
Yeah.
Like, you weren't there to support him either. I understand it's a hard process, but did you support him in his choice of coming out?
People can say, oh, it was a different time back then, but I mean, there were enough people back in that time who understood that that kind of thing was wrong. Like, there are people back in the 1800s who knew and were aware that racism was wrong and were trying to actively dismantle racism as a thing, as a normal thing in society. The whole idea of people being like, oh, yeah, that's just how they were in that time. Nah, you don't excuse being an asshole just because everyone else is being an asshole around you.
And he had a legit will written up.
Yeah.
This wasn't just like I guess I'll give my money to this person. It was like, no, screw my family.
Top comment says, oh, you're the a-hole apparently. Oh, gee, what? Wow, ooh, wee. Natar, obviously it's Natar. Funny how they are looking for their piece of the pie now after he's dead, and they treated him like poop for nearly 30 years. Death brings out the worst in people who think they're suddenly entitled to part of the estate. They don't get to decide what they're entitled to. Their dad and the will do. It was willed to you. It's yours. His kids have made their bed, and now they can sleep in it. Next story, am I the a-hole for breaking apart my boyfriend's friendship? So me and my boyfriend have been dating for 8 months now, but we've known each other for almost 4 years. He is the most caring, supportive, and loving person I know. I feel like every time they open with that kind of comment, rest of the story ends up being the completely opposite of what they've just said about them. Last fall, we reconnected with each other and started talking again after almost a year of no communication. Shortly after we became friends with benefits, and in January of this year, he confessed that he was in love. And so did I, and we became exclusive. But not official, since he had commitment issues after his last relationship. That February, we decided to spend the Valentine's Day together. I made chocolate-covered strawberries, cookies, and got champagne, and he did nothing. He came over to my
Probably.
place and everything was going perfect until he confessed. What? What did you do, man? What did you apply to? What did you bring to the table?
He bought his dick. It's here. Let's go. So romantic.
Dip this in chocolate. Actually, don't. That's really unsanitary. Please don't. Everything was going perfect until he confessed that he told one of his female friends, with whom he had a history with, that he was spending this Valentine without a girlfriend at home alone.
Well, to be honest, you're not official. You're just exclusive. I say that with air quotations. Just, you're gonna have to be my hands for this.
Sorry, yep. There you go.
Official.
He said it was because she was stressed enough with her exams, and he didn't want to stress her out even more by saying he found someone. How does that stress her? What is your relationship pursuits got to do with her?
Oh, she can't have me as a backup penis anymore, so it's really stressful.
I held back my tears as he added that technically he didn't lie because we weren't exactly boyfriend and girlfriend. Oh, you freaking called it. You called it. I didn't lie. I just gave you this false sense of security that we'd eventually be legit. We had a huge talk the day after as I didn't want to ruin Valentine's Day. I explained how hurtful and disrespectful it was. He apologized and said he never wanted to hurt me and that he'd do anything for me. We started officially dating a week later. After he got his, his duties done.
Oh, after he probably went and had, sex with another woman. Because she was really stressed from exams. She just needed to relieve it.
After that, everything was perfect for a while until a few weeks ago. The thing is, where this female friend lives is in a natural disaster hazard zone, and a month ago, it got worse. A few weeks ago, my boyfriend sent me a screenshot where he basically texted her that he was home alone, and if things got bad, she could come over and stay at his place, to which she replied, "Are you inviting me over?" Keep in mind, they are not that close anymore. He sent the screenshot to basically be like, can you believe she thought that? We had the talk again, and he told me it would be best not to text her at all and cut her off completely if it made me uncomfortable. Am I the a-hole? Did I overreact and get jealous for no reason? Am I the a-hole? No. No way. Absolutely
and the fact, he's done a good thing of showing you the message and not hiding it from you. And like, can you believe she would think that? And you were like, both agreed you should cut contact.
Yeah.
How would you be the a-hole for that? You actually communicated your feelings.
Next story. Am I the a-hole for telling my friend, "Aw, if it isn't the consequences of your words," after she got banned from a scholarship? So, I'm a 17-year-old female, and my friend, same age, same gender, is super woke and intolerant of other people's beliefs. She doesn't believe in free speech and mocks people who suffer discrimination or other injustices due to saying something that goes against her ideology. One of her favorite catchphrases is, "Freedom of speech isn't freedom of consequences." Oh, it's a very true thing, though. Let's be honest. It's a good point. Good idea to have. Well, she recently came out as a lesbian on social media. She was in the running for a local scholarship and was probably going to win. But the scholarship is given out by a very religious family. Someone who hates my friend showed them the post, and she is officially out of the scholarship running now. She went on Twitter to moan about it. I don't care that she's gay, but I found it ironically delicious what happened. She posted, and now she's facing backlash. I made sure to text her, "Freedom of speech isn't freedom from consequences," as soon as I saw the post. She predictably went nuts and started spamming me with abuse since the rules apply to everyone but her. I had to mute her. Am I the a-hole for calling out her glaring hypocrisy? What are your thoughts?
Are you sure you're friends?
Yeah. That's it. What? Would I maybe retitle the letters there into enemy? Also,
frenemy.
Yeah, frenemy, yeah. This does not at all apply to that sort of thinking. Freedom of speech isn't freedom from consequences. She just became honest as to who she was as a person. That's not a freedom of speech. That's a freedom of being yourself. Like, maybe if she said that all Christians deserve to rot in hell, okay, that would warrant them wanting to just remove her from the scholarship, but they're literally being homophobic. How is this you get what you deserve for literally just trying to be open and honest as yourself as a lesbian? That's what you get. Like, what?
I think, yeah. I mean, it took me a while to sort of comprehend the story, but she didn't say anything wrong. She's just applied for a scholarship through a very conservative religious group.
Clearly the OP doesn't actually like them at all. No way. Like, straight to the top comment there. Yata, there's a difference between saying that line to someone who's clearly promoting a bigoted idea and saying it to someone for their sexuality. Her sexuality isn't a choice. Being an a-hole is. Congrats on kicking someone where they're down after being on the receiving end of homophobia. You're not her friend. Absolutely. I love this.
Actually, I specifically said I don't care about anyone's sexual orientation.
I let everyone know I have at least 2 black friends, okay?
And one of them is gay. Or at least we tell him.
He just doesn't know it yet because he's just really feminine, so obviously he's gay. I mean, come on. I am very curious what these 3 heavily downvoted ones are. Nata. She mocks people who suffer discrimination or other injustices due to saying something that goes against her ideology. Well, now she knows how discrimination feels. The world doesn't revolve around her. If anything, she's the one retaliating to the discrimination in the first place because she would have been discriminated for being a lesbian before Christians were discriminated for being religious. Like, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. I'm gonna say absolutely side with the Yatar there. Being gay isn't an opinion unless she was actively making open statements about her hate for Christianity and stuff, or religions in general. Okay, yeah, look, absolute karma, well deserved. But otherwise, nah, yeah. Yatar. Next story. Am I the a-hole for calling my parents thieves for taking the money I saved for my 16th birthday and spending it on new sneakers for my autistic sister? I, soon 16-year-old female, don't get to celebrate my birthday every year because my parents can't afford it. I got myself a summer job months ago and saved money for my sweet 16 birthday since my parents won't be doing anything for me this year either. My birthday is next week. Yesterday, I discovered that Mum searched my room and took the $120 I saved and hid under my bed like she always does. I called her and she said she was keeping it safe and we'll talk after she gets home since she and my dad and my autistic 14-year-old sister were out. I waited till they got back and my sister started yelling cheerfully, telling me to look at the new sneakers my parents got her. I asked my mum for my money, but she said she spent it on new sneakers for my sister. I was like, what? My dad said my sister saw, liked, and wanted the sneakers, but they didn't have the money to buy it, and stop her from having a meltdown in the middle of the store and refusing to leave the store without them. I angrily told them that money was saved for my upcoming birthday party. He promised he'll pay me back next month, then I can have my birthday party and invite friends over. I told him my birthday party isn't next month. My friends will laugh if I tell them I postponed it. He replied that I should reconsider who I'm friends with then. He has a short temper, and I obviously pushed him to his limit when I said no and kept asking them to return the sneakers. He loudly said no, and I lost it and said that they are both thieves and I hate them both for stealing my money and ruining yet another birthday for me. He yelled at me and then said, "No, you are getting on my last nerve and I ain't gonna take your schmidt no more. No birthday party for you." Pointing at me with his finger. "Not next week, not next month, not because of what you said, and you're goddamn grounded. Now get the frick out of my face and stay gone till I tell you otherwise." Mum just looked at me sternly, approving of his message. I ran upstairs and Dad shouted after me that I was way out of line and need to be taught some manners for calling them thieves to their face. I'm grounded now for calling them that. I didn't get my money back, but did get called an overprivileged, spoiled brat for having little to no consideration for my sister's struggle and acting so selfishly and throwing a 3-year-old tantrum over a party that they are no longer allowing me to have because I called them thieves. Am I the a-hole? Yes.
No.
Such an a-hole. Oh, man. How dare you? Yes.
She's had a summer job, right?
Yeah.
What's the bet that the parents are making her pay to live in that house? Because if she's only saved $120 from a summer job, that money's got to be going somewhere else. We brought you into this world and you have to pay rent.
Why does that keep happening with these stories? What is with the parents out there who just... top comment. Not the a-hole. They are thieves, and you worked for that money so they can't call you spoiled. If anything, you're being neglected if they can't scrump together a cake each year to celebrate. Oh yeah, OP responds, they don't. They treat it like any other day. When I complain, they start venting about how much money they spend on my sister's medical needs, etc. It's been like this for years. Like, I can get that. I can understand having an autistic child can be quite a handful. But also, you have another child. You can't just ignore it its existence and be like, yeah, that one can just, fend for itself. That's okay. It's neurotypical. It's fine.
Honestly, that's so sad that they don't even acknowledge that day for her, our chosen child. So you don't get anything. Like, you should just be happy existing.
She needs a big, scruffy, bearded man to just bang down her door and tell her that she's a wizard so she can just be,
Oh, God.
taken away to
I thought
Hogwarts.
that was going somewhere else. I was like, she's too young for that.
Let's read about some potential mama's boys.
I can't wait, honestly.
You like the mummy boys, yeah?
Messed up weddings and mama's boys, I'm here for it. Let's let loose.
Am I the a-hole for telling my boyfriend he needs to, for lack of a better word or phrase, grow up? Let it be known I didn't actually say that my boyfriend needs to grow up. But I couldn't find a better way to say what I meant. My boyfriend and I have been dating since junior year of high school. His parents have been divorced for about 12 years, and they absolutely hate each other. His mother is, overall, an insanely sweet and kind person. She is like a second mother to me, and has given my boyfriend and his brothers, including her boyfriend's kids, everything they could ever want. She is what I aspire to be in that sense.
You aspire to be his mother? Because that's what I'm getting.
Oh no! Poor choice of words. His father is also a very sweet person. Clearly not enough then. That's all he gets. Very sweet person. Pathetic.
She doesn't aspire to be like him.
No.
She doesn't want to be a daddy.
And I get along with him and his wife a lot more. We agree on more things in political aspects, and we communicate more frequently. He is also the lesser of two evils, if you will. Ever since their divorce, his mother in particular has been very nasty about anything concerning their father. Oh, that's so unsurprising. Since coming to college last year, it has gotten worse. They will come home for their dad's birthday and be screamed at by their mother for only seeing her for one day and spending the rest of that weekend with their dad. And they will receive the same treatment if they want to see him for a holiday one year. I feel terrible that they have to go through that, especially since my boyfriend and his brothers are only 19 and 20. My boyfriend and his twin brother, along with their older brother. I talked to my boyfriend and mentioned that he should talk to his mum. Lay down the law. Tell her that, respectfully, he was tired of the screaming and belittlement they got for seeing their dad, a person they love very much. Now, he is hesitant, and has been for a long time, because, well, he hates conflict. I have tried mentioning that this will only get worse, and one day, when we have kids, and we will have to deal with this even more because my parents will be thrown into the mix. I also worry that if we move out of state, she will scream at my boyfriend if he cannot come home for every holiday and birthday. She has a lot of money, and we both know we wouldn't have that in the beginning. We also agreed that we don't want constant handouts from our parents unless it's for a really good reason. Am I the a-hole for telling my boyfriend that he needs to talk to his mum and stop being afraid of her? I know it's hard, but this will get worse. I'll be honest, I thought this was going to be a lot more of a dramatic story than just disappointing.
Very disappointing. Where's the spice level? This is just a mild butter chicken.
Top comment. Natal, you are absolutely right. Your boyfriend and his brother need to stop allowing her to treat them like that. That needs to stop, and they both together need to discuss it and agree and do it. She will scream at them forever until they put a stop to it. Anytime she starts screaming, leave. If it is on the phone, hang up. Every time she does it, leave her house or on phone, hang up. They need to tell her this screaming stops or they won't come over at all. That's right. That's the best tactic. Treat them like a dog.
Do they live with her?
Because
it's a completely different situation if you live with her.
I'm gonna put a sheet on. You can't see me.
I'm going to the pillow fort. Don't interrupt me.
Another popular comment though that's actually AITA as well.
Ooh.
Okay. You're the a-hole. Not only is it tough talk from the person who isn't taking any risks, the approach is so terrible that failure is guaranteed, with a possible chance of things becoming so much more worse as well. With all his mum's hatred and anger towards his dad, it's obvious that she sees her son's continued relationship with their dad as a betrayal. It's so extremely irrational, and that it's not an approachable issue until she is capable of letting go of some of anger. What might work is your boyfriend, with all of his siblings, going to their mum and asking her to go to therapy and pitch in something like, since the divorce, you're not the same person anymore and we're afraid to talk about some things with you because you might explode on us. We need a mum that we can talk to about anything, and we think your life and ours would be better if you can work with a therapist to heal from what the divorce did to you. It's not about his dad or your boyfriend. It's about their mum healing. You avoid the triggers, and since it's coming from everyone and not just one kid, it will carry more weight. That is a very good comment. I like that one, actually. That's, I was going to say Natar, but I kind of am starting to feel that Yatar side of it as well.
Especially the fact that she literally isn't taking any risks from this. She probably doesn't even live with them. And she's like, you need to stand up to your mum.
Yeah.
It's like, I live with her. How do you expect that to go?
Yeah.
So she said that the mum is so sweet and she aspires to be like her.
Oh, wait,
and then listed all of these negative points of how the mum is controlling, threatened to kick them out of the house if they don't get the vaccine. She's like, I just really aspire to be like her one day.
I aspire to be as petty as her one day. Oh my goodness.
Like, if the partner read this and saw that aspires to be like his mum, he'd be like, yo, we should break up now. Because
that's where we're going to end things today, people. Thank you so much for watching. As always, you've been amazing to sit by and join us in these rambles and conversations. Specifically, absolutely roasting these people for their stupid behavior. Emily, why don't you say goodbye for us?
goodbye.
Ah, she said the bye-byes. I will say the bye-byes now too. So make sure you like and subscribe and all that. See you later.